Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have Missy Stewart, and she's going to teach me about downtown Reno, and her book is called Take Time to Find, and we're going to have some pictures rotating the background of beautiful places in Reno that I haven't seen before, even though I've been to Reno many times. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. And that was my whole point of the book, is to get you to look around more downtown than just when you get down there and all you see are casinos and you don't notice that there is a lot of beauty around downtown.
Well, it sounds fun. What is your background to be doing this type of work?
Well, interior designer is what I am, but I just was down, and it makes me notice all the architecture places, and I recently took a trip to, well, it was last January, I went to Italy and took a ton of just really close-up architectural pictures that I just loved. I don't think my friends enjoyed them very much, but it was fun for me just because I love all the architecture. And I was downtown Reno looking, well, we have that and we have that, so I decided, okay, well, I'm going to take pictures of downtown Reno. So I did it and then made it into the book format. And it's actually a marketing tool to drive people to my website, because it's like a scavenger hunt for people to go and see if they can find them, and then the answers are on my website.
Well, what is your website?
My website, MissyStewartDesigns.com.
Since we got it out there right now.
Yes.
Well, hopefully I won't change the channel and go to your website until we're done. But in
Yes,
any case,
please.
I had a good friend who went to the University of Virginia and was an architect student, and he came and visited me in Chicago, and he took me on a tour of Chicago, and I saw things for the first time that I'd been around for many years. It was really upsetting how I didn't see that.
You didn't notice.
I
yes.
didn't notice. And then when I went to, later I got transferred to Detroit, and I went to London, and I came back from London, and Detroit ripped off London. Everything looks like London.
You were paying attention now.
Well, then I had got the education, and I started seeing beautiful statues and beautiful things, and I really got into the arts of the Institute of Arts and the symphony. I don't know, it just started a whole new wave of things. And then when Bob Conrad said that there's a person that's doing the same thing in Reno, educating me on what's in Reno, I thought, I got to have her on the show.
Well,
and
thank
that's
you.
why you're here.
Thank you. It's not just Reno, it's everywhere you go. I think sometimes we just get too focused on what it is we're looking for, a certain address, a certain building, but it's just nice to slow down a little bit and notice the beauty around you too.
Exactly, and so the pictures we have in the background are examples of Reno.
Yes. And many of them, friends will look through the book and say, that's not in Reno. Oh, yes, it is. And some of them are deceiving by the size and scale, because they might look larger in the book than they are in person. So that's confusing for people, too.
Well, it's the same with us, because the TV,
Oh, don't tell me that.
No, I'm kidding. But there's some beautiful things, some beautiful pictures you're taking.
I've enjoyed it very much. But
now, you said it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. Once you start at a point and you just keep on looking for things?
Yes, there's about a four square block area, and it's all described in the book where that is, and to walk around and try and find all of those things. And the book in and of itself is a business. I would like to carry it out with maybe Carson City, could be Virginia City, certain malls, and take photos there. If there are businesses interested in marketing their business that way, you can get, if you had the answers in your store, you could have them come into the store, and then you drive your customers into your store, because you're going to have the answers, so that'll get them in there, and maybe you give them a discount on whatever it is you offer, free cup of coffee, whatever it is they'd like to offer, and drive business to them.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. It's been very fun.
Yeah, there's been a lot of places that you walk into, like Coma Coffee in Carson City, and you don't know the history behind the place, or even the owner, or what's across the street.
Yes, the idea really could go on and on. We talked about it'd be a great thing for a university to do, lots of different applications for that book, actually.
Well, I like the idea. Well, what pictures are we at right now? We're going at, I saw one here of Mike or David.
Michelangelo's David?
That's in Reno?
That's in Reno. It might not be the best rendition you'll ever see, but I did see the real one when I was in Italy last year. And so when I saw it downtown, I just had to get a picture, because I had never noticed it before until I really was out with my camera. It actually was Easter Sunday that I went out and took all those pictures. It was a beautiful afternoon last Easter, and when I looked up and saw that, I just laughed, because I'm not going to give away the answers. People can look on my website, but it's pretty funny when you know where that picture was taken.
Oh, geez. And these are all within 4 blocks?
Yes. Yes.
So a disabled person could easily get their wheelchair
Absolutely.
and kind of cruise around.
Absolutely.
Where are these 4 blocks? Is this going to be a mystery?
It says right in the front of the book, there's a
Okay.
little map there that says it's South Virginia to Arlington and over to Court Street.
Okay.
And it's just, there's a little map right there describing it.
So essentially, you could get your book at the local bookstore.
It's not the local bookstore. I have it for sale. They could always go on my website and
Okay.
find it, and I could get it to them or email me. It's also for sale at Tassels, which is a store in Reno, and also the Red Chair in Reno.
Okay, the Red Chair, I've heard that name many times. So essentially, you get the book, and then you do the tour,
Yes.
and it said it's 4 blocks.
Yes.
It sounds pretty simple. And is this something for the kids to do, or adults, or?
Absolutely. I
Who's
think
your
it's
target?
good for anybody. Good for anybody. I would love to see kids do it. I would love for parents to start with their kids at a young age, teaching them to look around. My kids used to laugh because we'd go skiing, and I would always tell my daughter when she'd stop to fix her boots, I go, always stop in the sun and always remember to look up and enjoy the view on this chairlift to remind them to turn around and look at everything, because I would love for kids to be brought up to think more about the beauty around them.
Well, did you always have a natural eye for this type of thing, or? Because sometimes it's taught. I had it seemed like when we were all kids, everyone had the same kind of talents for seeing things.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, as we got older, certain people target certain things, and like I said, I got a lot of mine back, and I lost it for a lot of years. I was more focused on other things. I could be someplace and for years and not even know what's around me. And then I got to the point where I was moving around a lot, so I'd check out the cities, what the city had, and I'd say I'd be at the zoo, and a lot of people who lived there for 40 years didn't even know there was a zoo.
Yes.
And so you're kind of reminding me the same thing about Reno is I was there, but I haven't done a lot of this type of research.
Right.
So now I'm having a blast just, looking at beautiful things that I've been walking by.
Well, to answer your question, I think some people do have an eye, and I think it also can be taught. And I think it's really unique when you have a parent that teaches it and you have a child who has an eye. And I know that my parents brought me up to always notice the beauty around me.
Well, are you a natural photographer, or are you just a hobby, or?
Hobby, yes, and I've always loved it. And people say, oh, you have an eye, but I think, to get different angles and to zoom in on what the real picture is really fun. And I do have a little fun with photography. I do friends' weddings and things like that, but I'm not professional, but I sure do love it. And with digital photography, it just doesn't get any better than that. You can take as many pictures as you want and sift through them and decide what you like. So digital photography has just been so fun. What a great invention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of these things like the windows. I mean, it's just beautiful. Did you talk to people and they tell you where to look at? Or
No, I just did it
just
on my
your
own,
eye?
walked around downtown,
So
yes.
once you find a location, do you further research of why they did this, like a Frank
I haven't
situation,
yet. I haven't yet.
Because this looks simple. Like, why would they do that? I don't
And that's
know.
a brand new building, and it's
Yeah.
actually been further completed since that. Yeah, and it's just the different angles too. Some of them are taken at a different angle that I think people might not be looking at the photo when they're walking around downtown. They might not notice the way the picture was taken, and they'll have to look at it at a different angle to get the photo.
Well, now I want to find out why they made the windows like that. That's because now I'm curious. I'm a very curious person,
Good.
and once I get going, and then you have some religious, beautiful.
There's some
pictures.
beautiful churches downtown Reno.
Yeah,
Very
and
pretty.
the arches and the glass and it's awesome. And then this is all within 4 blocks.
Yes. On a beautiful spring day, it's fun to be down there and look at it all and check it out.
So when I go to your website, you don't have history on these things?
There's not history, but there are the answers as to where they are. There's a little thumbnail photo of them and the answers on the website.
So I have to do some scavenger hunting.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't want to work
It's like
that
a
hard.
fun scavenger hunt.
Are you involved with the Chamber of Commerce and places like that?
I plan on being in the future. I want to be in touch with them on that. I've just got this book started, and I'm working on that. So,
Well, I'm a history buff, so that's it's a good thing.
yeah, that'd be a good
'Cause-
combination. You could work on the history part of it for me.
Well, I guess I could, but
Add a blurb.
there's a lot of people who will be like me. They'll see this and they go, "Well, who is she? And why is she there?" And was that the artist's girlfriend? Was it the artist's mom? Was it an
Good.
artist's?
I'm glad that spikes your interest. That's
I know,
great.
because now I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going. Why?
You have a
why?
lot of research to do.
Well, you have the eye, and now I have like the curiosity because this is all detailed architecture on the. I don't even know what this is. It looks like the end of could be the end of a bridge for all I know.
You'll have to look on the website
Oh.
and see.
Well, I got you here, so I want you to do some of the, tell me about the stuff.
Actually, that one you just were looking at is on the Silver Legacy.
No,
Yes.
I go there all the time.
Yes. And you
Okay.
didn't notice?
No, I guess must be this isn't by the parking garage, probably.
It's not by the parking garage, but it's just part of their architecture. They've done a beautiful job. A lot of the casinos have some very pretty architecture added onto them. The Peppermill's new addition looks great, very fun.
I haven't been to Peppermill in a while, but I love this type of thing.
They've done a
When I
lot
go
of
downtown,
changes.
I'm changing. I like to walk around and look at people.
Yes.
I'm a people watcher, but this makes me want to look at things besides the people.
Yeah, I'm a people watcher too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
very fun.
it's just fun for me to watch the people, and it can be tough too. Though there's some tough
Yes,
people downtown
absolutely.
in Reno, and you said you're also a CASA volunteer.
Yes, I am.
So you're busy.
Yes, I keep very busy, and I have 3 children, 2 who are no longer at home, and 1 that's still at home. So my own 3 children, the CASA children, I try and help, and my interior design business, and trying to launch this business. I like to be busy.
Well, yeah. So basically, your main income is interior design.
Yes, it is.
And is that in the Reno area, or is that
In the Reno
the
area,
region, or Tahoe, or?
In Tahoe, I have some clients in Tahoe as well. Yeah, I used to do more of commercial, where we would, not commercial, I'm sorry, but residential building from blueprints on up, and that was really fun because a lot of people have a hard time envisioning that, and it's very overwhelming to try and choose all the materials to go into a house. I love it, and I love working with the people, and but we're not doing a lot of building in Reno right now. So now, I'm branching out, doing whatever I can, and interior design has changed, and it's good trying to help people get the most value for their dollar, and paint goes a long way, and how can we get more bang for their buck.
Well, if you want to be contacted for your interior design, is that also on your website?
Also on my website, Missy Stewart Designs, and lots of photos of work
Because I've heard
done.
of many people that are saying that they can save money with your type of company right now.
Oh yeah, I think
And
so.
where people weren't thinking that way in the past for some reason.
Right.
They can get what they want and get bang for their buck because you're doing the work.
Exactly, and I have the resources. I've done it for very long. I'll know when I listen to them and find out what it is they want. I have great resources to refer them to and to know where to go to get that.
And how long have you been in Reno?
I have been in Reno, wow, 22 years,
Wow.
quite a while.
And when you came here, you were already into interior design?
Actually, no, I was in a different business.
Wow.
I got into it, just was in the construction end of it and needed to learn it. I do design kitchens and bathrooms and had to learn all of that, and very fun. It's just always had a passion for the art and architecture, and was very lucky to work in that business.
So you found your fit.
And done some beautiful, beautiful homes. Really fun. I mean, it's always fun to work on anything, paint, color, and change a room, but to be able to start with a blueprint and see the house finish and do that a number of times on some very big projects has been really fun. I feel very fortunate to have been able to do that.
Well, I think it'd be very satisfying to turn something from paper into reality.
That is extremely satisfying.
Especially if you find your calling, because
yes.
no offense, but I'm kind of mad at myself for seeing these pictures and not seeing the same thing downtown, because I always
Good.
pass myself in my eye.
And I'm sure every city, everywhere you go has the same thing, where you can just stop a minute and look around and notice the architecture. I think it's important for everybody.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about Take Time to Find It, or Take Time to Find. And it says Discover Downtown Reno's Art and Architecture by Missy Stewart, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
What lies beyond the curve in the trail? What secrets are there? My feet carry me into its veiled mystery, and I want to taste the sweet air and hear the song bestowed by nature. Just this once. Until the next curve, the next trail, the next walk through the Carson Valley. The Genoa Foothill Trail System will connect the Carson Valley with the Tahoe Rim Trail, providing a wonderful trail system near the oldest town in Nevada. This is just one of many projects the Carson Valley Trails Association is working on for our communities, but we cannot do it alone. Please contact us by visiting our website and find out about becoming a member or signing up to help build our community trails. We're looking forward to seeing you out in the most beautiful land Nevada has to offer.
My name is Christina Keegan, and I'm Miss Nevada. Every 2 minutes, another American is sexually assaulted. The attack may last just moments, but the effects can last a lifetime. I would know. 4 years ago, I was sexually assaulted. But there is hope. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, you are not alone. Help is just a phone call away through the National Sexual Assault Hotline at the number on your screen. You can join the fight against sexual violence by volunteering in your community. Log on to rain.org to learn how.
Hi, we're back. I'm with Missy Stewart, and we're going to talk a little bit about her first love, and that's interior design. And it sounds like you got the eye for the outside. Let's see what you got for the inside.
Yes, I actually can't talk right now. I love doing interior design, and I love working on the interiors. I think it's really important, especially lately in these economic times. People are staying home more and more, and it's very important to make it a place you enjoy being.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I agree 100% that we're going to be spending more time for at least a while.
Yeah, and a lot of people at the first of the year are always trying to organize their house, and I can help with that too. I think design should be incorporated with design. So many people put off calling a designer or getting something done until they get organized. Well, I think they need to go hand in hand. Do it to design your space so that you're organized.
Well, actually, I agree 100%. I just recently unpacked, and I don't have a clue where to put anything. Everything's not efficient. The pictures aren't efficient, and I don't feel like I have a home yet.
Yeah.
I've been there like a year and a half.
Oh, it's time.
It's time.
I can help you with
It's
that.
very boring, and because now I've been too embarrassed to invite anybody over.
Yes, I think a lot of people feel that way, and I think that the organization is a huge part of design that people don't always realize.
And I live in a beautiful place too. It's the Adavan Hotel, and it's an old 1890s place. And
Oh, wow.
I got skylights, and I got 3 rooms, and it's real pretty. But what I'm doing, well, I'm just basically frozen. I'm not doing anything. So I would call someone like you to say, hey, you got to change
Where do
this.
I begin? I think it's overwhelming if it's not something you're used to doing. I've moved many, many, many times, and I'm actually very skilled at moving.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I actually help my customers move a lot too. A lot of times I'll meet with my customers and I get photos and measurements on all of their furniture. We go to the new place that they're going to move into, and I help them decide what we're going to get rid of, what we're going to bring to make the move easier and more efficient too.
Well, that's what I need, because I went from a 5-bedroom house. I lost all my possessions, and the stuff I did get to this location, maybe I'm still thinking about the old days too much. I need to start some new days.
Yes,
And
maybe.
the stuff I have just isn't getting out of the boxes.
Right.
And I got to the point now where I've kind of got it cluttered, where I can see some of the things, and it's still not getting to the walls.
Well, sometimes if you're hanging on to things, you're actually thinking you're hanging on to them because you value them, but you're not valuing them if you're putting them in a cluttered area like that. It's so much better to pick the pieces that you really want to showcase and really show them some value by displaying them well.
So at a certain point, it's just get rid of stuff that gives you bad memories.
I think that's very important.
I think that's very important.
Very
All
important.
right, Keith, let's see some of her stuff. We're talking about my stuff. Oh, is that your stuff?
Yes, this is a powder bathroom. I think it's important in a powder bathroom to use some really focal points. The mirror was an antique piece found, which really adds some height to the ceiling and makes you notice how tall the ceilings are in there. The sink is actually a stone that has been carved out to be made into a sink.
Wow.
And when you have the fixtures, the plumbing fixtures on the wall, there is also a unique look. But to take that stone and place it on top of a cabinet gives it a really unique look. And powder bathrooms can be so small that it's hard to find a way to make them look special. But with this mirror and the sconces on the side, as well as the sink, it really makes that little room pop.
So I would hire you, and you would walk in, see the place, and then go find things that would make that better. And,
Absolutely.
And you'd have a certain budget, what I would say I can afford.
Absolutely. It's very important to work with a budget. I think it's important for clients to come in with a budget and I can help them decide what their budget is, what's realistic. But, it's hard for me as a designer if I go in and I don't have a budget. I don't know if they're a super high-end client that expect this, or if they expect, I have this much to work with, how much can you do? And I can do whatever they want to do, and I don't want to undervalue what they want or overvalue, so it's important to talk about budget too.
Well, if you have a vision, and like say you're at an antique shopping mall, and all of a sudden you see something that's a little bit better than what you had in mind or what they had in mind, You say, hey, this is a little bit better, or
Yeah, oh,
or a
absolutely.
little bit cheaper, maybe.
Absolutely. It's
You
there.
hang around those antique places?
I'm not a huge antique. I need to more often. I wish I were, but I get a little overwhelmed. I'm not good with clutter. So it's
Ooh,
funny
that's
when
good.
I go in, it's hard, I have to zone in on the certain pieces I'm looking for, but I'm not one that those places are so full of things that it's hard for me sometimes.
Well, that's why I have problems finding stuff in those places, because there's so much stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not good with clutter. I like things very clean and organized.
So you don't find places like the yard sales, you find these
Oh,
from...
I'm not a huge yard seller, but there are some great finds, absolutely great finds to find there.
So, but you have a network of people calling you and saying, this is here.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you don't sound like the person that's going to do that.
Absolutely. We do. I have a great network for all of this. And if somebody's looking for a certain thing, boy, email, boy, what we can get out of email. And I know a lot of people in a lot of businesses. So if clients looking for something in particular and I'm not sure, I'll just pop an email to my few experts and we'll usually come up with whatever they need.
So if I have an 1890s suite and I say I have this much money and I say fix it up in 1890s style like in the old days, you could start targeting your network.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That'd be a fun challenge, actually.
Might make it a fun place to stay.
Yes.
I have these 2 giant skylights in each room, one in each room.
Yes.
And like today it was raining, it was just beautiful. The sound of the water
How
get better,
nice.
and you can open them up and get air in the summer. And
How unusual in a building like that. Huh?
yeah, it's
Wow.
we should fix up the whole place.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the landlord.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'm in. I'll do that.
Well, let's see another one of your works.
This is actually an office space. Actually happens to be my office.
Your office.
I just think it's very important. I love to have a little greenery with everything, some live plants. I really think it's important to have some live plants.
Well, I have a green thumb.
Do you? Good.
Everything grows.
Good, good, good. Not everybody does, but I don't think it's that hard. I try and talk my clients who think they don't have a green thumb into giving it a try. But I think your work environment, just like I mentioned about your house, it's very important to have a space that you like being in. I love my office. I don't mind sitting in there doing my paperwork. I have a nice view out the window, beautiful desk, and it's important to make the space you spend a lot of time in comfortable, a place you like.
Well, I noticed a little zebra there.
Yeah, that's a unique piece I picked up in San Francisco. It's actually 2 pieces.
Oh, I love San Francisco.
I do too. It's actually 2 pieces that you hang together and just really makes that room pop. It would just be so plain with just a boring picture on there, but with the zebra in the background, that room really pops.
Well, is Sausalito still a place where artists hang out and you can buy
It
stuff
is.
like
I
this?
wish I had more time to do that myself.
Okay, so this is getting more fun now for me, because that's
Yes.
what I like with Sausalito.
Oh yeah. So I encourage people to find a piece they just go, wow, what am I going to do with that? I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Buy it and make it work,
Yeah, like
because
wood furniture, I
that
love.
makes your room special and it makes you remember that piece. And even if it's, a hard piece to work with, if you can decorate the room around it, oh, it's perfect. Very
Well,
perfect.
That sounds pretty good. Now, that's your office.
Non-traditional, yes.
Well, let's see another, I think I saw a living room.
Yes, living room, and that's actually my house too. And the best invention for decorating these days is the flat screen TV. Oh, we used to all have to work so hard to have that big cove built for our TV. And a lot of my clients, it's really hard for them. I'll go into their home and they have the big old oak cabinet with the big place for the TV, but now they have this flat screen.
Exactly.
And sometimes, in some cases, we actually take out the cabinetry. It's nice when you can just get a beautiful console piece to keep your stereo equipment in. Mine that I have in my house was never intended to be for a TV, but it makes the room look so much nicer.
Well, that's a good point. The technology's changed so much. You're going to have to get rid of all these pieces of furniture.
So nice. I love
I think I lost mine.
Yeah, and your rooms get bigger. Your rooms get
No,
bigger.
that's a lot
with
of square foot.
Yes, with getting rid of all of that space. So that's just been, the flat screen TVs are my favorite thing to help decorating.
Well, my thing also is storage and closets and things like that. Are you like an expert in that?
Oh, I hate clutter. I love to have things put away. And actually in my closet, I actually have it 2 levels, and there's a bar that you can grab and pull the hanging bar down and hang things up so that space is utilized up above as well. So there's many different ways to get that organized too.
Well, at my old place, I have all these nooks and crannies where above the closet there's like a big storage space that just a blank. And I hate putting stuff up there because then you can see it.
Yes.
So I've been trying to think of maybe decorative baskets or...
That's a great
something
idea.
where
Good for you.
You could pull something down, and so I've been looking. I just don't have the expertise to do it right. And I don't want to do it bad, because once you buy something, you're kind of stuck with it.
And when you make a plan, and that's why I think it's so important to hire a designer, because you do make mistakes, and if the more homes any person does, the better they get, and they go, oh, I wish I would have, and I wish I would have. Well, a designer has done many, many homes, so hopefully worked through all the I wish I would haves and has seen a lot of different things and has good suggestions.
Well, yeah, if you've been doing it for a while, it saves
Yeah.
you some time. Well, also, I don't know the region either. I've been here, like I said, 7 years, and
So you might not know where to go to look for
yeah,
what you're looking
and
for.
I moved around so much, I don't have even a grasp of what would make me comfortable anymore. It's like everything's new again.
Yes.
I'm reborn again, and like the phoenix coming out of the ashes, and I'm like getting really tired of coming out of the ashes.
Well, our interiors are a lot like anything, clothing, anything. It changes.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, or people wouldn't get their home just right and never want to change it. But with everything changing, you're right, it does change. What's new?
Everything changed. My health, my domicile. Well, anyways, I thought I saw. Did you have a picture of a commercial building you did too?
I did a bar recently, a
bar?
remodel of it's Clary's Bar and Grill in Reno, and it was a really, really fun project. First of all, great people to work for, and to be able to take that, and it was all painted white on the outside, and we sandblasted the exterior and brought it back to the original. It's across the street from the pepper mill. It's a very, very,
So
very
you did the exterior too.
Yes, very, very old building. And so then we also took the used brick from the outside, we brought brick onto the inside, and it's always important to me that the exterior match the interior, be it a home or a business. So it was nice to bring that in, and then designed the bar and brought in a beautiful mahogany bar, and it's a very, very fun place.
So that
There's the interior with the
so you're
used
matching
brick.
up the brick is what you're doing.
Yes.
And I don't see any green things though.
What do you mean, green things?
Plants.
Oh, plants. Yeah, not in the bar. They didn't do the plants.
No plants. How about aquariums?
That's such a little tiny place. I'm sorry, what did you say?
How about aquariums?
Aquariums, no aquariums. I
No
would
aquariums.
love that.
I love aquariums.
That bar is very small. If you ever go into it, it's very small. So I think they would not even want to use their square footage for plants. However, they did do a patio on the back side that does have plants outside.
So you're basically going for the most efficient square footage for customers in there as possible.
Yes, and they have a great menu too. It's very fun to go in there.
Well, that sounds fun.
It is fun.
Well, I mean, if you're doing houses, that's, for me, it sounds like personal need. I need that. I can understand that. But now you're talking about commercial.
And it's very different
That's
because you have gaming machines that you get lights from. That's different to do the lighting for commercial.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot more fun to me.
Yeah, very, very unique project for me.
Because you're
Very
bringing
fun.
back something that might have been a dying business into a rebirth.
Yes.
Well, I just got the signal. We have about a minute and a half. I did enjoy the take time to find the architecture pictures of Reno. I hope you all do that. Go ahead and give out your website so people can
MissyStewartDesigns.com is my website.
And the book again was called Take Time to Find. And I'm going to go to Reno. I'm going to find these things.
Good. Let me know.
There's what? How many? A 4-block area. And you have
Yeah,
about
you'll
20
have to let me know how you do. That'd be great.
Well, yeah. I was hoping that we'd bring the camera and we could shoot you.
Let me know.
Because by then we'll have some history and we could find out where we're shooting.
Okay, there you go. Let's do that. That sounds great.
Well, your next goals are basically to talk to more interior design people or more exterior. I don't. What's your goals now?
Interior design. I really love people to making their homes where they want to be. I love that.
Well, you definitely have a passion for it, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you go out and take time to find. And it's at well, we'll get it out there for you. Anyways, thank you for being on Nevada Trails.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for
Mrs.
having
Stewart, an interior designer, and we'll shoot my home someday to see what she did for me.
me. Sounds great.
It's been Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Thank you.